Welcome back to another episode of Built and Backed. Joining us today is Anna Belova, an influential AR and generative AI entrepreneur, currently leading DEVAR and OpenWay AI as their founder and CEO. With more than a decade of experience in immersive tech, Anna has overseen the launch of over 300 AR products, including interactive children's books that have sold 15 plus million copies across 75 countries in 27 languages. Anna, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be
It,
here today.
I am glad to have you here. Your very impressive bio is in our show notes for listeners to learn more about you and everything you do. But that's where I'd love to start with our conversation today is have you introduce yourself to our listeners and share what you're working on.
Okay, so long story short, my name is Anna. I'm a repeatable founder and I'm running tech companies. My first tech company started in 2015. As you mentioned, it was a company where I created physical books for children with augmented reality. And I can say that it was one of the most popular consumer line product with AR because we sold 15 million copies and we worked with different brands like Hasbro and Nickelodeon. And now it's selling in 75 countries and 27 languages for our partners. So after that, I launched a no-code platform. It's like a Canva, but for augmented reality, when everyone can create any AR experience without technical skills. In just a few years, we started to be one of the leading WebXR platform, and today we have a lot of brands on board like Google, Meta, Siemens, Nasdaq, who used our platform, and a lot of SMBs and the different verticals. So, and recently I launched a new journey, OpenWay AI. It is a growth hacker that handle the whole customer life cycle from the first website visits to closing deals.
Mhm.
So, if shortly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I think it's so impressive to hear how you've had your hands in so many different projects and companies and have been able to build really great initiatives just in the past few years alone.
The first I'm not alone. I have a partner and I have a team with whom we work in our project.
Mhm.
And the second, I think it's mostly like philosophical question because any borders when we have just only in our mind. If you want to launch something new and care about something new, why we don't need it? So it's
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a good way to phrase it. Like if it's something that you notice is a problem or a challenge that people are facing and you feel excited about it, why not pursue it? And that's exactly what you and your team have seemed to do.
Yeah, exactly. The latest project, OpenWay AI, starting as uh, we try to solve some internal problem, how to engage our users and how explain them what is augmented reality is and how it can be involved in their businesses. And one day we reached 2,000 new users daily. And I thought, oh my God, I don't have any human resources to engage with like with users. So what can I do? And we started to create our AI agent. And it's interesting because when I started to discuss with my founders network around me about that, so everyone told me I want to have the same. And I say, okay, let's do something new. So yeah, and it's just like when you see how you can create something not just helpful, but I mean, like in the intersection of helpful and interesting, and everyone around you need it, it's like, okay, I'm going. So-
Right? It's like once you get passionate about it and once you notice how much of a need there is, it's like, how can you not act upon it?
exactly, because we are entrepreneurs, right? And every entrepreneur, it's want to build something that everyone will want it, like
Mhm.
ourselves. So, of
Yeah.
course.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned an interesting point, I believe, about getting 2,000 users daily. That's almost
Yes.
seems like a good problem to have. Because like you said, you didn't have the human resources to manage it,
Yeah.
but getting
Yes.
2,000 users daily is incredible. So how did you
Yeah.
juggle that?
It's interesting. So the first, thank you. The second, you need to know that most of them, I guess around 85% came to us organically. And it was a huge work from my side and team how to build customer acquisition from 0 to 2,000 new daily signups. And it's mostly B2B. It's not
Mm,
like B2C platform. So it requires for us a big work. We used different ways how to approach our users, starting from content generation, educate our audience what is AR and how it can be involved in the business. It's also about, I guess, personal network and personal brand, and like it's like a big awareness about technology and ours. But one of main point is also about product, because we open a door to people who never been programmers and
mm.
wanted to create AR in their businesses. And around 70% of our audience are people who never built any AR experience before us. So,
Yeah,
and I think this is one of the magic, because when you open a door for something new and make it like a true no code and very easy for people who wanted to use it but couldn't before, it's maybe also one of a secret. But of course, it's like a separate lecture how to build, how to reach 2,000 new daily signups organically. But one of the main secret, um, I try to find audience in the places where never been approached our tech companies.
yeah,
L- Like I try to figure out who is our audience. For example, do we want play to golf or we prefer tennis? And it sounds like why it's matter when you trying to targeting audience who wanted to build AR. But in this case, I trying to describe, income to my audience, their habits and hours, and I find it not like I don't know, like common ways.
mhm,
So
yeah, yeah. And I love what you shared about the fact that what you did was open the door to people who had never been programmers but wanted to use AR. And I think a big
mhm,
theme here is accessibility, right? And being able to make resources and tools and skill sets accessible to anyone,
yes,
regardless of what their background is. And that's one thing that I've been hearing a lot of lately is how a lot of founders specifically who aren't technical don't necessarily need a technical co-founder anymore because of all these tools that are available that give them the technical capabilities that they didn't have. And it sounds like that's what you've built as well,
yeah.
that has kind of helped contribute to that.
Yeah, it's a good point, but it's I think it's maybe sometimes sounds like a little conflict, because people think that if you're a founder technical company, you should be a programmer or you need to be from the technical side. And I can say that I have never written any line of code because I'm not a programmer. And I started my business after my university, and from my education, I'm Master of Art and Human Science. So it's like so opposite from the technical, but spent 10 years in the technical companies and running technical companies. I can say that I'm a really technical person because I understand a lot and learned a lot about technology. But you are right. I think that the big power of any tech is where people, users, don't understand how it happens.
Yeah.
And in this case, I can design a product for a really non-technical person because I'm non-technical. And I
Hmm.
don't need to think about how it looks like for programmers or our tech guys. I'm thinking how it should look for people like me or my neighbor or my friend or like these guys the next table on a cafe who also never code. So I
Hmm.
think it's about design product thinking or something like that.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point too, just generally, like design a good product. As a founder, it's so important to make sure that whatever you're building is something that will benefit people and that they'll be
Hmm.
able to use it without any, I mean, there might be a learning curve, but not like a huge learning curve that makes it a bit drastic.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And so now I'd love to hear more about OpenWay AI, since of course that's your
Hmm.
newest venture. I know you mentioned you started it because you saw the internal problem that you were facing, but let's
Hmm.
hear more about if you could dive deep into what it offers and how people are using it.
Okay, so I give you two points. So the first, someday, I'm really AI native person. I can say it because I have a lot of AI tools in my deck. And someday I'm starting to feel myself not like a founder, but like a secretary of my AI tools. Because yeah, you understand. It's like what yeah, what I did every day. It's like, okay, I need to take data from these, put on these, and see what is outcomes I can get. And it's so annoying because I say, okay, I want to think about my business. I want to think about my customer. I don't care how it should work from a different AI tools. And the second point, I'm mostly from the sales and marketing side. And I always thinking, what will be magic if I have AI who really care about grow my business like myself? And
Yeah,
sometimes it don't ask me to be involved. So in an
yeah.
intersection on this, we are building OpenWay as a true growth hacker, but handle the whole data about your business, your customers, your users from every action, every communication. And when I say communication, I'm not talking only about like text or voice communication. I'm also talking about visual communication. When you go into my website, our communication start to begin.
Hmm.
So, and OpenWay, it works like simple chat when you go into like a solopreneur or founder and you start to describe your business. It's maybe like two sentence or just link to your website. Our AI start to collect data and starting to understand and learn more about your business.
Hmm.
And after that, every communication, every action, and every touching with your users collected into one knowledge hub when our AI used for build personal communication. I give you some examples. Imagine that you wanted to test some hypotheses from a new audience, and you just need to build like 5 landing pages with your products for different audiences. You just describe to OpenWay what you want to do. OpenWay will build the whole landing pages. You are starting to attract traffic to this. And after that, our OpenWay will analyze it, will change dynamically your websites without you, just to make it better for convert your users from the next step. And when your users will sign up or you download your database, doesn't matter, our AI start to communicate with them using data about your business, using data about every user, and using data how every specific user used your website before. So it's like a whole life cycle. But the main idea that a lot of people wanted to grow their businesses, and we wanted to provide the solution when people can start the business, just only describe 2 lines what we want to do. They can grow their existing business and reach out to a new audience and convert them from the next step. And maybe they wanted to have spend more time with their families. Why not? But
Yeah.
our AI will handle and care, really care about the growth of his businesses, their businesses, 24 hours, 7 days per week. So this
Hmm.
is what I'm building. And like a North Star, I wanted to see how people started and grow their businesses, just only put like 2 lines who we are and what we want,
Hmm.
and see the best outcomes that can be provided by AI. And AI will feel themselves like true partner, not just like tools or something that can solve, I know, like small task or something like that.
Yeah. And I think that's amazing. Like you said, the example you shared about if someone wants to create different landing pages and test them, and
Hmm.
OpenWay will be able to see, well, based on this data that we're kind of tracking and taking in, like,
Yeah.
we'll make these changes for you. That's huge. I mean, not everyone's a web designer or web developer. So being able to have
Yeah.
that tool that can take the knowledge and actually make the changes that will improve the business is so helpful.
Yes, I hope so. So, and I think, I mean, like in my brain, I'm always think how it's interesting to analyze and matching different data and patterns of behavior and see how it's involved on the product and making better and better. And I understand that people wanted to do it, but sometimes we need to have a really not assistant, but a really true partner who can handle it for them
Mhm.
or with them. So, and this is what we are building in OpenWay AI.
Oh, absolutely. And you mentioned a great point that I wanted to reiterate, which is that using something like OpenWay will give people time back with their families, time back with their
Yes.
friends, even time back in their business to work on other parts of their business. And I think for all the amazing benefits that AI has, personally, that's one of my favorites, is just getting back your time to do the things that are important to you. And I love that OpenWay makes that possible.
Thank you. Finger
Yeah.
crossed. So,
I know, I know. And it'll be exciting to see and follow along as it continues to grow as we get further into 2025 and even into 2026 as
mhm,
AI itself continues to grow and evolve and transform.
exactly.
Yeah. And so I would love to hear if you're able to share anything, any exciting plans, updates, whatever it might be that you have coming for OpenWay AI that you can share that might be happening either later this year in 2025 or even next year in 2026.
So first, we are now preparing for public launch, and everyone can join our wait list and maybe be lucky and get access, early access from our to our beta versions, and make it something interesting for their businesses. And I cannot share like full details, but we have such amazing partnerships with some companies. Who with whom we will spread it to a lot of mounts of SMBs and founders. So
Mhm.
we are hardly working on it. So I can say just stay tuned and you will hear about us soon.
I love it. I mean, especially, I feel like this time of year, especially, is crucial. I mean, the time of this recording is beginning of September. I personally view September as like my
Mhm.
version of the new year. And I know many people get excited about the fall and Q4 rolling around, and that's when they really dive further into their businesses.
Yeah.
So, getting ready to launch publicly and open things up publicly, I think just aligns with people's business timelines that they have of working on their business or startup and really having the tools that they need to support them.
Yeah. It's a good time. I love more spring, but autumn fall, but fall is also a nice season. So
I agree with you there. And
yeah.
being a founder who you said you are very AI native, what have you learned throughout this time just building a product with AI,
Mhm.
especially since it's something that you're so well versed in?
It's a good point. So first, I heard a lot of concerns about using AI in everyday tasks. And sometimes I agree, sometimes not. But I think AI can be your personal superpower if you understand and if you understand and want to learn how to use it right. I
Hmm.
can explain. So in our generation, who never was born with AI, I mean, like it will be so different for modern child, for modern children. But for us, we don't understand now. I mean, like people, like a whole people, whole humanity. But one of our big assets that we have is our data,
Hmm.
our personal data, our professional data, our professional skills, our I don't know, like our posts in social media, so our voice, everything. And I give you like clear example. So imagine if you're a professional designer and you have a lot of artworks during your professional way journey, and now you can use AI to make not just like to make not just your work faster, but you can make some small self fine tuning AI to using your previous artwork. AI will understand your style and you can create something new. Just continue just using your, like what I call professional data. The
Hmm.
problem is that people today don't understand that it's really active assets and how we need to use it for their professional work. But I, I think a superpower, and you can be like a real superhero when you understand what is a treasure you have in your hand and how you need to manage with and match it with your AI helper, assistant, I don't know, partner, whatever it say.
Yeah.
So, and I think, yeah, we need to have more time. It will be great if we have more, if we will have more time to learn and adapt ourselves with AI wave. But honestly, we don't have so much time. We just need to be faster in our mind to understand how we can use it in our usual day. And yeah, I think the better people will understand better how make it faster hours. I mean, like it's not maybe it's rude, but it's honest. If you don't
Yeah.
understand how to use AI in your personal life, in your work life, and how it can do you personally better, you will lose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and I think people don't need to be scared. People need to find a right way, individual way, how to use AI for their needs and make every person really better. Not better like a person, but better for like a professional mode.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that was a really great reminder that you shared there because that's something I've been reading about a lot is people saying like there's so many companies and people who are constantly adapting
Hmm.
AI. And if you're not adapting it yourself, you're going to fall behind. And that's exactly what you
Yes.
shared. Like if you're not using it, then you're going to end up being farther behind than the people who are. But you shared a great reminder about like it can be your superpower if you know how to use it correctly. And I think that there is a stigma against it, but there doesn't need to be. I think we kind of need to like remove that stigma and
Hmm.
showcase the power that it does have.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like with every technology wave. We can be scared, we like can say, oh, it's not for me, but by the end we just will adapt it, take it and use it, so make it faster.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, exactly. And that reminds me of something that another podcast guest had shared that I thought was a good analogy. Because, like you said, people are always hesitant about new technology, but the analogy that this person shared was like, think about when the internet launched in like the late
Hmm.
1990s, early 2000s. So many people were hesitant to use the internet. But now think about it now in 2025, we can't live without it. Like we need the internet. So I
Yeah.
always think about like, I imagine if something like that will happen with AI, if we give it another 5 or 10 years, if it'll be as ingrained in us as the internet is. But it is interesting to think about how technology changes over time and just goes to show that we do need to harness it and do need to embrace it.
Yes, exactly. And I can share a lot of use cases when you can use AI right now and improve your effectively and your negotiations and business and your work with partners. So, and if it make it better and provide me the best results, what is the reason why I will not use it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly it. Like if it's going to make things better all around, like we talked about, give you more time, give you a better outcome. Like it's almost like you're doing
Yeah.
yourself a disservice if you don't embrace
Yes.
it.
Yeah, I can say that I think I can say that in the near future it will be like a good habit
Yeah.
how to use how to use AI like every day. And again, so we can say that it's maybe not so good for humanity because a lot of people think that it's make people like a little more stupid, if I can say something like that. Yeah,
Yeah. Like more
but I can
reliant on it.
yeah. But I think that it depends. Um, how do you trust? Is not like a good word in this sense, but it's about if you blind trust to AI, it's a one
Mhm.
side. But if you use AI like clever conversation, it's maybe a good point, and it doesn't mean that like you can't or you stop develop like self develop yourself and find something interesting information outside of AI. But
Yeah.
it's about how to. I think I can say that the next hard topic that we will see in the social media, how to write, how to discuss with AI correctly and safely to your brain and mindset.
Yeah, yeah. And I think you're right. And it's like what you shared here, it kind of reminds me of the idea of that AI shouldn't always replace things, but more so like supplements them or supports them. So instead of people
Yes.
becoming like heavily reliant on it, instead of like just letting it do everything for you and whatnot, more so like using it as an aid.
Hmm.
And you still kind of guide it in that process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good point.
And one thing I would love to hear your perspective on being a founder is like how you balance both working in your startup and on your startup. From what I've heard from founders, that's like a tough balance to have where they're so focused on like building their product or building their startup, and focusing on like actually working with their users and whatnot that they struggle with kind of like that bigger picture of like, okay, how do I take a step back and think about growing this? How do you balance that, or what's your process for that?
Um, I feel myself like sometimes like an artist who write a whole picture. I don't know, like some amazing landscape, and I have a whole picture in my mind, but I do it step by step
Yeah,
because no one from like no artist can write the whole picture just in the second. We write
yeah,
it, and make it just step by step using one color, the second color, matching colors and others. And I'm like a Van Gogh, but in
yeah,
entrepreneur way. Yeah, so I think I have a whole picture in my brain. It doesn't mean that it cannot be changed because we are also creative people who knows what will be in our brain
yeah,
tomorrow. But in general, we understand what kind of landscape, what kind of masterpiece we wanted to have by the end. So,
Yeah, yeah. Like you can see the bigger picture. And like
yeah,
you said, it can change throughout time, but being able to kind of take it step by step is really what helps you.
yes, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
great piece of advice. And for any founder who's listening to this episode who's newer in their founder journey, what advice would you have for them just from what you've learned along the way?
Um, oh, it's a lot. But but the most important, find something that you will really love, because being founder, it's not have a work.
Yeah.
It's like being founder means that you will get your better ideas in I don't know, in on the hiking, or
Hmm.
when you're swimming in the ocean, or you're on the surfing. So when you do everything but not on your laptop. And it means that being founder means to have your brain about your idea, about your product, about your customers 24 hours, 7 days per week. And you not should accept it like a work. It's not work. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And yeah, so in this case, you can't have any doubt of you, because you will be first, and sometimes just only one person, maybe on the weeks, maybe on the month, I don't know, to truly believe in your product and your idea. And
Yeah.
if you're true believer, you will have more team, more early adapters, ambassadors, I don't know, a lot of people around you who will also believe in your product, but it will start just only from you alone.
Yep.
And you need to understand that you are the key. So,
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of like I feel like passion is contagious, right? Like I
yeah.
can see your passion. When other people can see your passion, it's like, well, I see how excited Anna is about this. Like now I want to get involved. And I think that
Yes,
having that belief and love and passion for whatever it is that you're building is then will kind of trickle through everyone else. And that's really admirable.
exactly. But it's also about a balance. You can believe in your product, but please don't be like so crazy and forget about product market fit, customer testimonials, and hours. So I don't mean that. I mean, like, every founder will get a lot of rejections during his journey, like
Hmm.
from investors, from uh, I don't know, sometimes families,
Hmm.
sometimes friends, sometimes users. But you don't need to take it personally.
Yeah.
It's not about your business, it's not about your idea, it's not about yourself. It's about how you explain your idea. So, and you
Hmm.
just need to make more homework to explain what are you building and why. But again, the better if you will find a product market fit and understand what really problem you can solve. And in this case, it will be perfect balance. So yeah, I think this is
Yeah.
a better solution. I know it sounds sometimes it's like a mess, but for us, for founders, it's something so natural. It's so hard to explain sometimes what we feel. But yeah, but it's so natural when you understand how is matching your believing in your product, your idea, and yourself. And from another hand, you also have some different testimonials and customers, and you should be so flexible between all of this.
Yeah.
But 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 this is interesting, right? So this is maybe it's sometime, maybe it's why we do it every day. I don't know.
I know, an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Speaking of interesting things, I love to ask our guests on Built and Back to give a shout out to anyone in tech who's doing something cool right now that they're really admiring. So I would love to hear who you would love to give a shout out to.
Oh, it's a good question. So a lot of people around me building so exciting things. Um, Let me think. So recently, okay, recently I joined a community of Hubble. This is a platform when people can book meeting with different people from different verticals and industries. And I think this community and people inside so amazing and have a lot of expertise in the different areas. And this is really interesting to see how you can be just how one connection and one conversation can change a lot of in your everyday life and your business.
Hmm.
So, and I truly recommend to find someone who can be helpful, and me, of course, on
Yeah.
this platform. And maybe it will cost you like a lot of years, like to your mistake, but you can find something who can help to do it just only one day and go faster. So yeah, this is what in my mind right now.
Yeah, that's a good one. Awesome. Anna, this has been such a fun episode, and I've so appreciated you coming on the show to share everything that you've been working on throughout the past few years. And now I'd love to have you share with our listeners where they can find you online in case they'd like to connect.
Yes. So they can find me on LinkedIn, on Substack, on X. So it's so easy. And thank you for invitation. It was really interesting conversation. And I'll be honest, it's also remind me a lot of things that I need to think today.
I know it's funny how like you forget about some things until you get asked about it, and you're like, "Oh, right, now that makes me wonder."
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's yeah, something like that.
Well, thank you again for coming on the show.
Okay, thank you.